What really obvious thing have you only just realized?
Before we start, make sure you smash the subscribe button along with the tiny bell icon so you get updated every time we post new videos. Done? Great, let's start this video.
Flibble21 said, the first time I visited the USA I was on my own and in NY and going to all the museums. I kept seeing signs that said, no strollers, and though, because we call strollers prams in the UK, that you guys are super strict about the proper amount of attention required to visit a museum. I actually pretended to show more interest than I had in order to be thought of as some deadbeat out for a casual stroll. It wasn't until about day 3 that I saw a "no strollers" sign that included a graphic for idiots. Beast of Whimsy said, I realized that to be in one's birthday suit it means to be without clothes. I thought for the longest time it was a specific set of clothes you would wear on your birthday each year. I found out when I asked, what happens when you don't fit in your birthday suit anymore? Lol Crossradical said, I always thought, you can't have your cake and eat it, too, was a weird saying because why wouldn't I be able to eat my freaking slice of cake? It's my cake. Nobody was telling me that I can't have my cake. Turns out they mean you can't eat the cake while also still retaining it. Once it is eaten, it is gone. An idiom I did not understand until this year. I am 27. F. Blake 91 said, this sounds ridiculous, but I recently found out about the term, knee-jerk reaction. My whole life I had been saying it how I heard it, and just figured it was spelled something like knee-jerk reaction, like it was some psychology term. Tired Ostrich said, I kept seeing the same Chinese characters on restaurants' signs and I always wanted to know what it meant. A week ago I found out, they mean restaurant. Liontamer said, I only just today realized that the walk the plank on a boat is not a special edition pirates added to their ships as a means of public execution that looked like a little wooden diving board. It is, in fact, the very same plank as the gangplank you'd normally use to get on and off of the ship. It is not the presence of the plank that is threatening, but the absence of dock. Canwerivolt said, I recently realized I was allergic to carrots. I just thought they made everyone's mouth numb, you know, just like almonds. I also learned recently that I have an almond allergy. Misk Walrus said, that big ship's wheel I got to turn as a kid was not actually controlling the cruise ship. Flash_ah_ah said, the reason the cord hook on the vacuum spins is so you can take the whole cord off at once instead of unraveling it one loop at a time, like I have been my whole life. Seacreep said, for a long time I thought to bust a nut meant that you were going to kick a guy in the balls or beat him up. So anytime I was getting worked up or angry talking about some guy, the first would say, I'm going to bust his fucking nut, not knowing the real meaning. Nobody ever said anything, but it was always followed by my friends laughing, so I assumed it was because I was being dramatic. Years go by and my coworker is telling me about some rude person he met and I said, you should definitely bust that guy's nut, to which he paused and said, do you even know what that means? Suffice it to say I was extremely embarrassed and horrified when he explained it to me. Golden Raider 2 said, my bedroom door was broke and I finally got around to fixing it. Thought the knob was broke cause it was pushed in towards the door, so I pulled it out and realized that was how you locked the door. Riley JW90 said, my boyfriend did not know that his electric toothbrush has a timer on it that goes off at 1 minute and 2 minutes. He actually returned it and got a new one thinking it was broken, since the timer is just a brief sort of pause, reduction in the vibration. He would be like, WTF, I literally just charged this fucking thing thinking that the battery was already dying. One day, and I can't remember exactly what the conversation was, I brought up how I liked that my toothbrush let me know when I had brushed long enough, and it was like a light bulb went off in his head and suddenly he put it together that that was what his toothbrush was doing all along. Currently downvoted said, that parents have children write letters to Santa so they can figure out what to buy them for Christmas. I can't believe how I never put that together after 32 years on this earth. I just thought it was fun little tradition. Aktov said, the villain in Halloween is not played by Michael Myers. TonyChina23 said, not me but my sister asked me about 2.5 months ago when we were watching John Wick 3 during the desert scene. She asked me if they were real and I asked if what were real and she said, sand lands, and I busted out laughing so goddamn hard and said, you mean deserts? Yes, they're real. Thinking about it right now got me laughing. Lurky Lurker 420_69 said, this little piggy didn't go to the market to do any shopping. Will_Dove said, it called Men's Warehouse and not Men's Warehouse. It's been a couple years since I realized this and I just think that's a clever name. Baltonartist said, not just now, but I think it applies. I'm currently in my mid-30s. I didn't realize until I was about 28 years old that my mom's name was Betty and her sister's name was Wilma. Betty and Wilma. From the Flintstones. And yes, they were definitely named after the cartoon, I asked. Flash forward 2 years later, my Aunt Wilma informed me that they were fraternal twins. Again, another thing for 30 years I had not known. Doggyboy5 said, when I was little we had an Australian shepherd named Sydney. I didn't understand why her name was Sydney until 18 years later. Snoople0Veer69 said, today the radio taught me Mariah Carey wrote and sang All I Want for Christmas Is You. All this time I thought it was just a cover that she did so well, people loved it more than the original. Turns out it is the original. Thanks for watching.